Yo, this is Apex Bobby here, and today I'm gonna be talking to you about cats. Let's get started. So, we live in some difficult times right now. From my heart to yours, I hope everyone's safe. So, why should you get a cat? You know, of course I'm gonna be telling you 3 pros, 3 cons. The cat is a very unique animal, and I had a cat from what y'all saw in the past years for almost 5 years now, so I have some insight. So let me go into the pros, the cons, and get right to it, right? So number 1 on getting a cat. The pro is that you're saving that animal if you adopt it from an animal shelter. You know, there's thousands of animals and animal shelters all across the United States. So you taking the part to adopt an animal in need, give it a home, that's some noble thing, right? So I recommend that if you can, adopt an animal from an animal shelter and, you know, save a life, because, you know, many times those animals don't see the light of day if they don't get adopted, and sometimes they get old, they have troubled pasts, so, you know, who would really want them? So it's good to do your part. If you have the room, you have the space, maybe a cat might be good for you. Now, number 2 of getting a pro of the cat. Number 2 is that, honestly, having a cat around the house just makes you feel less lonely. You see the cat coming next to you and brushing your leg, and you just want to pet it and, you know, just snuggle it. Honestly, like, you can get that with the stuffed animal or from a companion person, but, you know, like having a cat or a dog or something, it's like you feel less lonely. You know, when you go home, you hear your cat, you hear your animal just like meowing or something, you're like, hey, you know, I'm not alone. The world is pretty lonely sometimes, right? So like, it's good to have that as number 2, right? Okay guys, so number 3 of a pro. The third thing of having a cat is a great conversation starter. Like, see that cute girl, she'd be like, oh yeah, I'm doing this, my major is that, and just be like, yo, I have a cat, you want to see some pictures of my cat? And like, they gush over that. And likewise for guys, you know, like, we know that the girl has a cat, we're like, yo, responsibility. That's nice. So, you know, having a third one is a great conversation starter. It makes you unique, you know, as a person. Like, how often do you really see that one person like, yo, I have a fish? Yeah, cool dude, right? No bashing on fishes. I had fishes in the past, but like, honestly, there's more responsibility, and you have more of a conversation starter with cats, you know, and dogs and those kind of animals. You know, who really cares about turtles, right? No offense on turtles. Hashtag turtles if you like turtles. I like turtles, but, you know, yeah. Alright, so now we got into the 3 cons, right? You know, 2 sides of a coin, positives and negatives, yin and yang, you know, you gotta talk about it. And honestly, number 1 with the cats is like the hair. You know, no matter how much you try to do things, the hair of a cat is super annoying, right? And it'll get on all your clothes, any black clothes you have, you'll have hair. It's on the ground, your mama will probably like sort of get angry at you with all the hair. It's never gonna happen like that. Your house is ever gonna be truly clean to its full capacity. So I highly recommend that y'all get a lint roller. You can get this at any grocery store, market store, you know, even, you know, Petco. You know, just clean yourself at least, get it on all your work clothes, because like, the last thing you want is to go to work and you have hair all over you, your boss gets angry, your parents be like, yo, you're not looking swag enough. You know, I don't think parents will say swag, but you know what I mean, right? So it's good to get these lint rollers. That's at least somewhat of a balancing of the con of having all that hair. You know, get yourself a brush on that. You can also brush your cat. And if you want to know more about handling a cat, I can make some videos on that, but I'm trying to keep this as clean and short as possible, right? So number 1 con is the hair. It's always going to be there, but at least you can try to swag yourself up with one of these lint rollers, and that's number 1. So number 2 of a con of having a cat is actually the allergies. A lot of people have allergies to cat hair and it's staying in the air. So I highly recommend that y'all just invest in air filters, you know, for the ceiling. Just change that, so you know, all that hair that does get stuck, you're changing that every 2 months roughly. And I also recommend that, you know, just have good supply of antihistamines, you know, that Claritin, that Allegra, that Zyrtec, you know, whatever works with you, because you know, you as a person may not have any symptoms of like, oh, I'm getting sneezy, I'm running nose, and you know, it's good to have that on shelf, because you know, maybe one of those days is just the cat is just doing what it wants and you're like, dang man, I'm getting tired here, kind of thing, right? So it's good to have antihistamines. Allergies of a cat is a real thing. I saw it firsthand, and I highly recommend that you watch out for that. If you have allergies to cats, look into that too. Alright y'all, so number 3, the third con of having a cat is the litter box. And the litter box as a whole, it shouldn't be an issue, but it comes up every single time. As a cat owner myself, every time, oh, the cat's hair is everywhere, I try to clean all that up, but the litter box is something you have to just watch out for, right? So I highly recommend that for the litter box, you use some of this deionizer baking soda. You can get this from any type of store, a grocery store like Kroger, Petco, PetSmart, and by putting that in the litter box, it just makes sure that it doesn't smell as much. That ammonia smell is a very distinct smell, and I highly recommend that you scoop that litter box at least, you know, twice a week, and change the litter itself once a week, so the cat is happy, the family doesn't smell it as often, but you know, it will always be there, right? So you have to watch out for that. And that's the third con of having a cat. You know, all in all, it's pretty balanced. You know, it's pretty much taking care of another person who's like almost like a drunken roommate. And you know, the cat has its own mind. They sleep a lot, so it's not like you're interacting with it as often. But you know, I highly recommend that y'all look into it if you want to. If you want more videos like cats in the future, just comment down below. I can make some videos about how to manage a cat. And yeah, thanks for watching. Apex out.